Hey, Simply Fee here, aka the bad guy. Now, before I get started, you're probably wondering where the hell I am. I'm actually in my car because I got stuck in the rain. But I digress. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sister Sessions. And tonight, we're going to have part two of Publicly Private. Now, I am your host. The other ladies might chime in, but if they don't, it's okay. It can be just me and you, talking, laughing it up, chuckling, doing what we do. So let's get into it. So, when it comes to being publicly private, what our hosts, including myself, are doing is we're just being very candid and open with you about some situations. Maybe about some things that have affected us in life, things we go through, those conversations that we have behind the scenes, right? So, one question that I always get as the bad guy is, why are you so mean? You must have been a mean child. Were you always this way? Because, girl, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, growing up, a younger version of me was, very sweet, very nice, very kind, eager to be like a people pleaser, just an all around good little girl. Well, not too good, but you know what I mean. And I always had that little pipe dream of, oh, I want to be married with a big family and have all these kids and la 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 la. Child. But when adulthood set in, whew, those wants and those wishes, yeah, I toned that down a lot. But growing up in the area that I grew up in, everybody always thought like I was a small little country girl. Oh, she's easy target, easy to pick on. Not quite the case. Um, I was raised in a family of very dominant women. We have a matriarch in our family. Our family, the women are very headstrong. Now, that does not diminish the importance of the men in our lives, because I have uncles who were the epitome of what a man should be. I'm talking about protectors, providers, nurturers, teachers, and fighters. So, the one thing that they always did was say, fight for yourself. I had an uncle who was a boxer, and he would teach some of the girls some of the moves, to protect yourself when we're not around. Don't be no punk out here. But although I was born into a matriarch, I still gravitated towards my male cousins. So I was always with the guys, with the boys. Hence the reason why I entered into a tomboy phase. Okay, so during a tomboy phase, I wanted to play football. I wanted to play, soccer. Everything the little boys did, I wanted to do. Okay, but then we know what happens when you start getting them hormones. They start kicking in, and you start looking at the little boy like, oh, I don't just want to be your friend. I kind of like you. Me and you's cool. You gonna be my boyfriend when I get older. All the kind of crazy things we tell ourselves, right? So, as I got older and I started liking the opposite sex, I still was a very awkward kid because all I knew how to do was be a tomboy. Nevertheless, I still had, little boyfriends here and boyfriends there. But there was one situation that I would say completely changed my life and probably was the reason why I became the bad guy. I went candid about this with my mother during the pandemic. And one of the things that I told her about, raped at 16 by a boyfriend. And during that time, hi, sister. Thank you for joining. You came in right at time. Oh, guys, the bold and the bougie, they are on location. Okay, but as you see, the bold tapped in. So, bold, thank you for being here. I'm just
Hey,
finishing up telling a story. I'm telling a story about how I actually transformed into the bad guy.
oh,
So, so let's get back to that. Yes, get back to that. So, around 16, 16 maybe 17ish. Yeah, I was raped. Okay. So I am a rape victim. And like no, let me correct that. A rape survivor. Because like some survivors, in that beginning phase, we are so afraid to tell somebody because we're afraid to be judged, right? So it festers and it lingers. And next thing you know, well, for me, I started becoming just like my abuser. I became a very aggressive person, a very angry person because I just couldn't get out what had happened to me. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand. So then I started going into like a shell of who I really was because of that. Um, and in that shell, I took on my abuser's personality, always wanting to fight, always wanting to be like aggressive. Um, the bougie is not lying when she said how she met me. She met me, and this is not a proud moment, even though we may laugh and joke about it. It's not a proud moment. She met me beating up my partner, my boyfriend at the time, you know, which was not cute. It wasn't. But even though that happened to me, there were still traces of the OC where I was fun, loving, protective. And as I got older, the two personalities kind of clashed, okay? There was times where I wanted to just be straight out mean, and then there was the other side of me that was like, girl, stop it. Why you gotta be so mean? Relax. Be easy, okay? And, oh, that was my light, y'all, sorry. So, when the bowl told you about how she met me as well, she wasn't lying either. When she came up to me and was like, hey, my name is Donay and you're going to be my best friend. I'm like, girl, no, I'm not. Get away from me. I will not be your best friend. Go away. No. But she followed me everywhere I went. And I was like, if you're going to be here, let me at least be your protector. Okay? So if you have a problem, I have a problem. But let me tell
We
you what
have a
attitude that
problem.
yeah, we have a problem, right?
We
We're not
got
going to do that to my friends. But let me also tell you what another heartbreak was for me. Even though I talk about attending Lincoln University, the first
big,
HBCU, ain't nothing
big,
like it. Nothing like
big,
it. Nothing
big.
like it. I had my heart broken at Lincoln, and not in the way that you think.
Mm.
It was not romantic. Because I was considered a country girl, I wasn't from a major city. Little light skin thing had my hair used to be blonde. I used to be out in these streets popping.
It
Okay, we
wasn't
not
just
going to
blonde,
front.
it was
I
platinum.
was
It wasn't
popping,
just blonde, it was
popping.
platinum.
Yes, tell that, tell that. And I was so excited to finally be amongst the majority because I grew up in the area that was predominantly white at the time. And I was so happy to be at Lincoln. Like, yes, I'm around my people that look like me. But wait. You don't like me? I'm. You mean I'm not? I don't look black enough. I talk how? I'm not from where?
Yeah.
You don't like we're the same skin tone. We supposed to be in this thing. That we supposed to be in this fight together. I
No.
understood why I wasn't liked in high school because we had racism and stuff there. I understood that part. I didn't understand being at a historically black college why I wasn't liked. It's like I didn't do anything. But because of that attitude, bad guy mode switch real quick. Oh, you don't like me now, I don't like you. And now we have a bigger problem because now you want to fight, I want to fight too. And because I want to fight, if I fight and I lose, I'm going to keep on fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting until I don't lose. One of us is going to get tired. It's not going to be me. I'm not conditioned to be that way. Absolutely not. So that was some of the traumas that I went through to become who I am today. Now, hold on. The bad guy's not all bad. Okay? Don't, think I'm out here being a monster. But there were some people who entered my life that were able to get through that little thick little wall, that cage of steel, that iceberg, whatever you want to call it. And to those people, I became very protective. I became very vulnerable. I I looked at them as family, right? And what happens with families? Bold, families get into fights. And when families fight, whew, it ain't fun for no one. I'm currently going through that with an actual blood relative, but we blood, we'll get over that soon. But to answer some of the questions that I always get, was I always like this? No, no, I wasn't always like this. I was, in the beginning, a very sweet person. And don't get it twisted, I still am sweet. I still am sweet, but don't play with me. Don't play with me. I think I'm just a little bit more vocal about not being played with, right? And when I get like that, I'm instantly the bad guy. Instantly the
And
bad
ain't
guy.
moving. And ain't mobile. Ain't no
Instantly the bad
movie.
guy.
Ain't no
Right.
movie.
No moving me. But
Yeah.
one thing I did do during the pandemic, and I think it was hard for a lot of people to do, is I sat with myself because I didn't know where to go. I sat with myself and I looked at a lot of situations and how they played out and how they could have been different had my response been different or had I taken action sooner. And what I mean by taking action sooner is, remember that part when I said, when I love you, and you're a friend, I hold on to that, I protect you, I'm very dear. There are some people that I should have cut off years ago. So then when it happened, it wouldn't have been a surprise to them. And bold, I'm not going to get into actual names and stuff like that, but I am going to get into an event. I'm going to get into a situation that you know very much about because this situation has me going into a very aggressive place that I don't reside anymore. So to give you some backdrop of the story, the real story, not what's being told. So a former friend of mine who I was very close to, one of the first people that I also met at Lincoln, um, I don't want to say I took her under my wing, but I accepted her for who she was. I had heard things, but I overlooked it. Because that's my friend. If that's my friend, you can't talk about my friend like that. So recently, this person thought they could approach me. Now, you guys remember I did a clip that says if you don't have a safe space with me, you can't approach me. Don't do it. Don't do it. So this person approached me, and I took the act as aggression. Okay. And then the next thing I know, it's all this hoopla. I'm done, this, that, and the third. I don't know why she's mad, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. Well, let me tell you why I'm mad, sis. Let me tell you, so we can dead this situation and you can know your place once and for all. So this particular friend was having an event, right? And I had inquired about her, and I was invited to her event. So I had inquired about, is there a plus one? Are we allowed to have a plus one? Are we good? And she says, yeah, you can have a plus one, but you can't bring so and so. I haven't even told you who my plus one was going to be. But okay, so me in my head at the time thinking, both these people are my friends. Did one friend offend the other one? Because if so, I need to check that. So I said, well, what issue do you have with this particular person? I just think this person is really petty. Please elaborate. Well, I was at an event. He was at an event. And he came up to me and he asked me, did I tell you about the event? And I just thought that was being messy. Okay. However, the person that you're referring to, I have always said you are a sister to me. You are family to me. I love this person. So why wouldn't he inquire if you had told me about it? Because maybe you did, maybe you didn't, and maybe he was wondering why I wasn't there. But you took that as being messy. However, when I dug a little bit deeper into it, okay, girl, come on, because you don't really care about stuff like that. What's the real reason? Now we had a mutual friend. I'm no longer friends with this person. But it was like, okay, if I allow you to bring this person, that person is going to feel uncomfortable. So I said, okay, I understand. That's what friends do. We want to make sure that we are going to be comfortable in the same setting. So again, my mistake thinking, okay, if she's going to make sure this person's comfortable, she's going to make sure I'm comfortable there too. That wasn't the case. Because the person that she was trying to make comfortable, right? She made sure that she had, I just call support around her. Her family, her friends. And on top of that, the table that I was sitting at, I didn't know anybody at that table that I was assigned to. But, the person she made comfortable, all their people were there, and college friends and whatever. And that person that she made comfortable, and this is just my side of the story, I'm entitled to it. I felt like, they were kind of posturing a little bit, I got my support so I can act a certain way, I can act gully. And I'm like, so it's like you put a lion in a den with a whole bunch of hyenas. In my mind, bad guy mind, that's how I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking. And you might be like, girl, it wasn't even really like that. That's how I took it. So me being me, called up the friend. After everything was done, I said, hey, listen. I wasn't comfortable in that situation. Okay? You're entitled to have whoever you want at your events. However, if you're going to have that person there, don't invite me. I don't want to mess up nothing that you have going on. Don't invite me. Because when I get uncomfortable, I get agitated. When I get agitated, I get aggressive. I'm not trying to mess up your stuff. The person's response was, I understand, sis. I understand. I won't allow that to happen. I get it. Okay, because I go back further with you than that person. Okay? But that's not the story that was told behind closed doors. The story that was told behind closed door was, yeah, she said this and I told her, IG checked her, and da. Oh, you did. You see, it gets dark when I start getting dark, right? So let me shed some light, okay? So at that point, I'm like, no. I don't need this kind of stuff in my life. I don't need it. So to me, you picked your side. You stay on that side. I have no problem with that. Stay on that side. I'm good. Hadn't spoke to this person in a year and some change. After saying what you said or how you said it to me, you thought you had a safe space with me? Girl, you don't got no safe space with me. Because if you thought you had a safe space with me, you would have said something way before this other event that we were at. But then, here's the other part. You put on a show again. I'm done, blase, blah, da, da, da. Okay, be done. You're not going to do shit. And I said that. I mouthed that. You're not going to do shit. And then you want to send me a long message. You're my sister. I knew you first. I hurt your feelings. I mean, you hurt my feelings. I don't know why you're angry. I don't get into the messy stuff. You don't? I'ma still pray for you. Now, when she said she's gonna pray for me, I didn't hear Pray. I heard Prey. Because, honey, your actions and energy aren't matching for me. And then you say, and call me. You don't call. You don't send for the bad guy. That's not what you do. You don't send for me. So, no, I'm not calling. No, I'm not giving you a platform. No, I'm not interested in salvaging anything. You keep that same energy that you have when I'm not around. So when I am around, you know, your shit is matching. That goes for the other person too. Because we were at an event, didn't have that support, your energy's not, see, when your energy's not matching what you're saying to me, I do not feel the need to do anything with that. Because one thing about me, my energy is always going to match anything that I said. Anything that I said. So with that being said, all I can say to them is I wish you no ill will. I wish you no good anything. The friendships, whatever, is dissolved. There doesn't need to be a conversation. And I know you guys are saying, come on, bad guy, everybody changes. That's fine. That's true. But I've changed for the better. It may not seem like it, but the people that I let go have allowed other people to come into my circle. Positive people that's saying, bitch, I'm here to stay. You can kick me out, but I'll be back again. Now, hold on. And don't think that I'm completely heartless, because I'm not. If I see that you are being genuine and you really need to discuss something with me, I will talk to you. In fact, I had a self-correction moment when I had a conversation with the bold, and I was saying, I realized that some of my shit is conditional, but I had lied to myself so much, saying, oh, girl, your actions are unconditional. Your love is unconditional. No, it's not. Because what I give to you, I expect the same in return. I'm not going to beat you over the head about it, but if I'm loyal to you, I want you to have some type of loyalty to me. I'm not saying you got to kiss my ass, but be loyal. Give me the same courtesy that I give you. And if I see that you're not doing that, you got to go. You got to go. So the all just is the bad guy is not really that bad, only when I have to be. And I wasn't always like this. Past traumas, past relationships, past experiences, you know. And trust me, I have been far from perfect. I probably owe a lot of people an apology for some of the shit that I did, because I was emotionally undisciplined. I was aggressive when I didn't need to be aggressive. I was stubborn when it didn't call for it. I was being my damaged version of myself, which I'm now getting away from that. But with me getting away from that, that's not your opportunity to try to fix something with me. Again, I don't bother you. I don't inquire about you. You don't have a platform with me. You don't have a safe space with me. Therefore, you can't approach me. If you were genuine, like you want me to believe, all this would have happened prior to our encounter. And you talk about I hurt your feelings. You know what? Fuck your feelings. Because I'm trying to remember when you took mine into consideration. And anything I say on here, I say out there. If I'm lying, I'm flying, I'm looking down on the ground, my feet are planted firmly. Bold, am I telling a story?
No stories told.
So this is what I go through. And I'm not somebody who cares about what people think about me. That person died a long time ago. And the reasons why I'm changing so much is, one, when my rapist was murdered over in Chester, a part of me died. And I'm not saying a sad part of me. I'm talking about a part that was angry, aggressive, in a rage all the time. That part, which allowed a piece of who I used to be to start coming through. But slowly, because there's still people out there who would just take that as a sign of weakness. And they'll try it, but no. But I sit with myself. I do a lot of self-correction. Excuse me. I do a lot of reflection and say, how can I be better? How can I get away from always being aggressive? However, keep that aggression when necessary. I think it's beneficial for everybody to be like that. But you have to be honest with yourself. I always tell people, you can lie to everybody else in the world if you like to. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Take accountability for some of the things that you did. Have people around you that will make you take accountability and be like, girl, that was not fucking necessary. Now go sit your hind parts in the corner and think about what you did and then come back outside the play when you got your act together. Okay? Those are the kind of people that you need around, you know? And one thing about me, because I know I'm probably coming off mad aggressive and, you know, people, it's gonna ruffle some feathers. I don't care about that. One thing about me, the extreme side that you see and them giving off, my loving and caring side is just as intense. But you got to be in my circle. I have to let you in order for you to see it. And I don't let a lot of people in. But if you're in, you know, you're in. And if you're not, you're simply not. I don't know how to explain it any better. Bold, you want to chime in or you want me to keep going? Because you know I can go on for days and days and days on stuff like this.
You know, I ain't got nothing to say about this subject.
We don't got no public, private moments going on.
No, I ain't got nothing to say about that.
You need to correct me on anything because you're one of the people who I've been friends with for a long time, and I think no, it's not. I think I know that if you had to check me, you can check me. And people don't get it twisted. I don't tell a lot of people that they have that authority or power with me. I don't. I think it's you and maybe three
So
other people
you are
who are not
you
friends of mine, who are not
you
family.
you
Excuse me, not
already
friends of
know.
mine.
You already know. You know, I feel like what you're saying is your opinion, it's your thoughts, it's how you feel. And everything that you said, I'm pretty much in agreement with, and I understand exactly where you're coming from. You know, there's a certain person that I suggest. My recommendation for me is, of course, I don't think that they should be in. I feel like you should keep it exclusive to that person. You know that though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Fact.
exclusive to the person that caused the fitna for right now. If somebody else brought some stuff to you, then share that at that time. But if the other person ain't bring anything to you, don't be putting other people out there. Keep it about the person that brought the bullshit.
Facts.
That's it. Otherwise than that, I'm kosher on everything you said.
Cool. Cool. And here's something else, people, because you know how you always have that one story. See, the car knows I'm about to be dark. I'm not going to be dark. I promise you. I promise you, I'm not about to be a. I'm not.
The
I'm not.
last
I'm not
time
about
it
to go in
happened,
dark mode.
the last time it happened, the
Listen,
daggone light went out.
listen. The car is like, you about to be dark, bitch. I'm shutting the lights off on you. Let me tell you something about me, and I'm glad you said what you said, Bold. I hold you accountable for what you do to me,
Yeah,
for what you do. I don't care what you got going on with somebody else. And you can think, oh, it's only because, I'm over here. No, I don't care where you're at. It's what you do to me.
right.
But here's the thing. Don't try to switch it up like, uh, 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 I didn't do that. I would never. That's not what's going on. It's exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
It's exactly what's going on.
yeah,
And you stick to it.
yeah.
And see, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Because I didn't cut stuff off a long time ago, and I gave people passes because, I generally had love for them. It conditioned them of how they think they can treat me.
Like
She'll
they could
always be
revert
there, even
back.
if right,
They could
right.
revert back.
If we have a falling out, right? If we have a falling out, she'll be okay. We'll get through it. Mm-mm. Some shit you can't get through. Some shit you just can't get through. But know
Agreed.
this: I don't go out of my way to bother anybody. I don't go out of my way to inquire about anything you got going on. Um, and like I said in a previous post, when my morning mug, I take everything as an act of aggression when you don't have a safe space with me. I've always been that.
So I wanted to ask you something that you had said earlier. It kind of made me think of young people, right? So you said, what did you say? You said something about every time I see you, I'm going to attack it with aggression, right? So if you think about like our young people, our young men, a lot of them pass away because of retaliation, right? So how do we stop certain cycles of retaliation? How do we do that?
Now,
In
for
true
me,
bad guy form, in true bad guy form, I'm saying stay in bad guy form. You know what I'm saying? And how does the bad guy keep retaliation from happening? And the reason I'm asking that is not for this specific situation, but for our young people. You know how this go. You kill my best friend, so I'm coming after you. And then now they coming for you. It's no different than when you kind of in relationships. Sometimes somebody might poke that bear. They poking your bear a certain kind of way. Next thing you know, I'm throwing hands. Like every time I see
right,
you, we about to get this work. You feel me?
right,
But how do you
absolutely.
stop that? And I'm asking you from like a bad guy perspective because you know, we know you gonna rock. If you wanna if somebody wanna come get with it, you know what I'm saying? You gonna rock. So how do you have a different way of looking at things?
Well, the loss has to be greater for you than the retaliation,
Okay.
right? Which
Okay.
means
I like
if
that.
I do this, if I do this, am I willing to lose my life, lose my freedom, lose my family? Now, for me, even in that particular situation, one thing that I did is I walked away.
Right.
That's my saving grace for you,
Right.
walking away. But if I
Right.
see that you still being, gully with it, I might turn around and be like, yeah, you're not gonna do shit. I know it, you know it. I'm letting you know it out loud. You're not gonna do shit.
Right.
See, people that really want retaliation feel like they have something to prove. This person did this to me, so I have to go out and do that to them. I know, I've been there. But that's when,
Right.
we weren't afraid to fight. I'm talking about fists. Now you
Right.
have a bunch
Right. Right.
of punks. You have a bunch of
Yeah.
punks and pussies who want to hurry up and get
Yeah.
a gun.
Yeah.
I gotta defend so and so. I gotta defend his name. Okay, but
Right.
you still have a whole family that wants you here, even if you don't want to be here. So the way you get away from that is the loss has to be greater than the need to retaliate. And that's a hard thing because
Yeah.
when you're
It
in
is.
a rage, a blind rage, blacking out, you don't
Yeah.
think about the shit that
Yeah.
you're gonna lose.
Yeah. All you
And
thinking
that's
about is that
because
hurt right now.
right, right, and that's because a lot of people, and I was one of them, who walked around so emotionally undisciplined. Girl, when I said I was emotionally undisciplined, it was on sight for me with a lot of people. And they could be over the situation. I wasn't over it.
Right.
I wasn't over it.
Right. Right.
But now I
So,
have a
so
family.
right. That's what I was about to say. So you said that the loss has to be greater than the act. That makes
Then they act
sense.
to
That makes
retaliate.
sense. So I feel like something that you're saying is like with our young people, we have to instore more self worth. They have to understand that they mean something, or their life has value, or even their value in their life as being a parent or a brother or a sister or whatever the case is. It has to have a higher value than that action.
And not only that, in order to get through to young people, you have to be somebody who's actually went through it. You have to
Yeah,
be
because
able
they
you have to be
like
able to relate.
genuineness. Yeah, you
Right,
have
you
to be
have to
able
be
to
able to
relate.
relate.
Yeah.
Like, girl, I know what it's like to be attacked. I know what
Yeah.
it's like to be raped. I know what it's like to be in an abusive relationship. I know
Yeah.
what it's like when you feel like you're going to lose your shit.
You know,
I know
you
what
know,
it's like to be in a blind rage. I know
yeah.
all that.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me a week ago. They were like, "You don't know what it's like to struggle." She was like, "You." The person was like, "You're used to being taken care of." I said, "Who?
Scared man? Scared man?
Who?" Yo, okay, yeah. Okay, I hear you. Yes, I'm in Cancun. I'm in good old Tulum. Yes, I'm being taken care of. Absolutely. Yes. Now, as a 43-year-old woman, I'm being taken care of. Yes. But if you would have met 20-year-old Donna, who was living in a nasty ass house in Baltimore that was mice infected, had roaches, but kept her section of the house as clean as possible, you people, when they know your story, your real true story,
Right.
because people like to make assumptions about you because of how I present myself. So they're like, "Oh, you've never struggled a day in your life." Again, I
Right.
say, who? Who's never struggled? Ain't nothing that ever come easy. But most people, where things don't come easy or things are not just given to them, they normally present like they've had it their whole life because we know how to appreciate the things that we have because we had to work hard to get it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Absolutely, I do.
I get what you're saying. I definitely
And
do.
not only that, when you have people like, "Oh, Felicia, you're just a bully. You're so fucking mean." I be telling them like, "Shut up, because you don't know me." But girl, you know what it feels like. You know what it. Listen, let me. And there might be a couple people out there. Have you ever been jumped for no reason? Hmm? And I'm not talking about people that look like us. I'm talking about people that really have a disdain for you.
Mm-hmm. And I
Do you?
also
Do
think
you?
that
Do
that's
you?
another reason
Right.
why you and we connected because you know what I mean? Like I grew up in the country town with a whole bunch of the other folks, and it was only just me and another black girl in my graduating class. That's it. They ain't like
Right.
us. So I get it.
Right.
And I think that's the reason why we're connected. Because there's a lot of places that you come from I can relate to. Because they always tried to carry you, even this weekend when we saw each other, what was they saying? They was like, "You from around here?" Like, what you mean? What's wrong with being from Oxford? Or from Lincoln University? What's wrong with being from up there? What's wrong? But they gonna try and test you like, I mean, you ain't about it. You ain't about it. Cause you girl, okay. That's the little silent weapon right there. A little
Listen,
silent
at this
weapon, honey.
point, at this point, like, I don't have nothing else to prove to nobody. I'm like, listen, if you want it, let's go. But you know, I am 44. I'm proud of my age. It's a blessing to grow old,
It
grow
is.
wise, but do not make no mistake as if I have gone soft. I have not gone soft. I have become a better version of who I am because I'm able to control myself in certain degrees. Like I said, if I take an act that you're doing as aggression, it's instant. See, look, the light's like, oh, this bitch is going dark again. She's about to go dark. But no, that is how I take it. I take it like that. I take it as an act of aggression. Then that puts me in an aggressive mode. But when I see that you really don't want it, I be like, girl, why are you here? Why are we doing this? What's going on?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to prove? Or what are you trying to fake? Because you can't say, and I'm just gonna really just kind of paraphrase. I'm not saying this is actually what was said. You can't try to claim that you G-checked me. Don't talk to me for a year and some change. Then approach me. And it's not like you really approached me. It was like, I'm trying to speak to her. Who the fuck is her? I got a name. I got a name. So that in itself already set it up. Oh, so you're trying to portray what you said. Okay. I'm gonna give you saving grace and walk away. But if you act
Mm.
like you bout it, I'm gonna turn around and see if you bout it. But then we get on our phones and our Instagram stuff, and we start sending messages. I still look at you like this and like that. Oh, you do? Well, shit, you could have knocked me over with a feather. You still my friend, whether you still my friend and my sister, whether you want to or not. Okay. That's your situation. That ain't my situation.
Oh,
Ain't mine. And again, I'm not an evil person. I'm not. If you feel like you need to really talk to me and you really want to get it off your chest and you're not being aggressive, okay, I'll hear you.
no, you
I'll
did
hear
that this
you.
weekend too.
Yeah, and if I
I
and
bear
listen,
witness. I bear
yeah,
witness to that
yeah,
too.
and
I
I
bear
even had
witness to an apology and an acceptance and
exactly,
a conversation
exactly.
to move into a better place. I bear witness to that.
Exactly.
I
I
did.
said, you know what? I said, you know what? My bad. You know, I came at you a little aggressive. You called me at a bad time. I'm healing. I'm not all the way healed, so I apologize. That wasn't for you. But again, even in that situation, I gotta tell you what you did to me. You asked the question. I'm gonna give you the answer. It has nothing to do with, oh, you feel like I'm more of this to that person. No, I don't care. You can listen. I'm not one of those friends that require you to have me only as your friend. I've never been that type of person. I've never been that type of person to say, be on my side, pick me, pick me. I'm the better friend. Be over here. I've never done that. But when I saw you moving a certain way, I adjust to the movement. It might not sit right with you. Okay, I understand that. Again, I'm healing. I'm not always healed. I'm not healed. I've been the bad guy for 40 something plus years. I'm just now slowly letting that shit go. What
Slowly.
you want from me? Slowly. Slowly. And I mean
Slowly.
slowly. You hear me? I have to keep on opening the door. I think the rain stopped, but I didn't even feel like getting out there yet. But yeah, so this is really how I am behind closed doors. You know, I know a lot of people are like, well, damn, I would have never thought that because, you know, when I'm around you, you're funny as hell. Yeah, I'm still funny. I still have a sense of humor. I'm still a person, but just don't, you know, there's that I have an ugly side that I've learned to accept. But if you have never done anything to me, you don't ever have to know that ugly side of me. And I'm not saying that to like, oh, come off like I'm a gangster, I'm the hardest person in the world. I just don't play about me.
And you shouldn't
I
play
don't
about you. I mean, I feel like people need to not play about themselves. Shoot, I kind of agree
exactly.
with that. Don't play about you. I think we need to hashtag that. I don't play
Yes,
about me because that's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with not playing about yourself. I mean, we've all lost friends
yes,
because people don't like it when you draw your line in the sand. It is what it is, though.
right,
I mean,
right.
what is the hashtag? What is it? What is
Right.
it? What's the phrase? I'm serious about me.
What?
What'd you say? I'm
I'm
serious about
serious
me.
about me. Yeah.
I like it.
I don't play about me. I don't.
That's
Because you know
and
how
you
many
shouldn't.
times you know how many times I sacrificed myself to make sure somebody else was good or comfortable or to maintain a friendship or relationship only for them to turn around and give me their ass to kiss and I'm looking like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I would never sabotage a party for you. I would never sabotage a relationship for you. I would never do these type of things. But every time I turn around, you're doing this. So I now take that as it's fuck me. It's all about you. So when you say fuck me, you give me no choice but to say fuck you right back in return. And my fuck you is a little bit harder because
And God
I
knows.
listen, listen. I kid you not. When I say I am done with somebody and I'm completely oblivious to their existence, somebody told me so and so spoke to you and said something. I was like, I didn't hear not one word that person said. That person did not speak to me. They was like, yes, they did. They asked you to do such and such, and you just, I did not hear them.
Lord though. You didn't hear him.
I did not hear them. And I was so serious, and everybody was looking at me like, you playing. I promise you I'm not playing. I promise you I'm not. I did not hear it. And I'm sorry that I did not hear it, but I didn't. I didn't. But yeah, for those that, all I can say is this. Leave me alone. I'm not bothering with you. I'm not worried about what you got going on. I don't inquire about you. I promise you I don't. If you know that you don't have a safe space with me, it's like don't feed the bears. Don't approach. Don't approach. And if you do approach me, make sure you come in with some common sense. Because maybe you don't know you don't have a safe space with me. Maybe you don't know that. And you want to approach me on something. But if you come at me in a way that I feel aggressive, I promise you, you can't match my aggression. And that's something that I've had to work on for years. And I'm still working on it because I don't like being that. Because it takes a long time for me to come down from that. And I'm not talking about the thought, I'm just talking about the whole mental state. Nobody likes being in that mental state where you feel like you always got to be on go. Shit, I'm
Right.
44. I like to drink wine, sit on the couch, watch a good series, and fall asleep if I want to. My ass is an old lady now. But don't let that shit fool you. Don't let it fool you. And then the only thing else I can say is keep that same energy. Because I'm always going to keep that same energy. How you act when I'm around, keep it like that. When I'm not around, keep it like that. When you're with squad, keep it like that. When you're by yourself, keep it like that. Because guess what? I do. And when I see that you don't, that's like dropping a blood in a shark tank. You easy pickings. But I don't feel like doing that. Because I'm not a bully. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not a bully. I bully bullies, yeah. But no. And anybody that knows me, if somebody ever told you that they punked me, or they G-checked me, or they told me off, you can believe it if you want to. But keep in mind, if you see them approaching me, of course you're going to be like, well, why'd you do that? What's going on? What's that? What? Because that's not the same energy you gave off. Keep the same energy. Because I'm going to hold you accountable for what you do. I don't care what you do with anybody else. What you do to me is going to get the reaction.
Yeah.
Because listen, I'm not one that, don't cop please with me. I don't do that no more.
Please.
If something has been dissolved, let it be dissolved. That's all I can tell you. I can't give you no other bit of advice. None. Because I know, and that person knows, that shit they pulled wasn't genuine. Never has been. So what you want me to do? Continue to feed into your story? I don't got time for that. What's that going to change? Ain't going to change much. Because if you believe everything that you sent me, we would have had a conversation way before this. Or you would have at least been like, you know what, I respect what she's saying. If she was uncomfortable during that time, I'm not going to do that again. But that's not how you that's not how you handled it. And now, what are you doing? I'm the bad guy. I told you all before, I don't mind being the bad guy in somebody's life or somebody's story. It makes no difference to me. It's who I am. But for every bad guy character I play 1,000 good guys. And that's shit that you would never know. Shit that you would never see because you're not in. You're not in my circle. So for every bad thing that you say or think about me, I have at least 100 people that can say something 10 times great about me.
I can
So,
say a couple things.
and I look, and I know you will, and I know you will. And I
I
know you
know the
will.
truth. I ain't got no reason to lie. I don't even fool with lies. You already know. I don't have time for lies. It is what it is.
Listen, and you listen. You know me for a long time. Even if you do something to me, I don't get extremely upset because I'm gonna tell a story about the bold. Even though I know she probably wanted to tell the story, I'm gonna tell the story first. So back in college, like I said, she was my little homie. I made sure that she was good. You're not gonna bully her and not have me come around the corner.
This is
So
true.
when I was in college, I was always working too. I always had a little bit of change, I had a little bit of money. I wasn't balling, but I had money, no problem. And I remember the boy was like, she's the only one that had a car at the time, so she was like, "Hey, can you help me pay my car note? How much is it?" Tell me the amount. Okay, no problem. Then she goes and she does something foolish. I don't know what I can't remember. What did you take or steal from me?
It was the daggone cards. It was the telephone cards. Because when we was
Okay.
in college, we didn't have cell phones, so we had to have phone cards. So I wanted to use the phone cards for I don't even know what it was. It was calling home, something like that. And you let me use
Crazy.
it one time, but then I remembered your numbers, and then I was calling using your number. So
And
that
so when I went to go use the phone card, I didn't have not 1 minute on there. And I'm like, the
no,
fuck happened to my
all
phone
the
card?
minutes was gone. All the
Yeah,
minutes was gone.
I said, what the hell happened to my phone card? I can't even call home for something. What's going on? And of course, she wasn't going to tell me. The bold was not going to tell me what happened. And then finally she told me. Finally she told me. And all I was like, why you ain't just ask me? Look. This memory was about to have me go to someplace dark. You see? You see? Go to someplace dark because I'm in my car. But I had asked her, I said, girl, why did
I
you just
don't
ask
know.
me? I would have gave it to you.
She
I
would
would
have.
have gave it to you. I said,
She's
you
like,
asked
don't
me to
steal
pay your
nothing from
car.
me no more.
Yeah, I said, you asked me to pay your car note. You couldn't ask me for my phone card? Girl, don't do that no more.
That's exactly what she said. Girl, don't do that no more. Don't do that no more.
Don't do that shit no more. I said, my phone card. You can have my phone card. It's okay.
Did we ever have any more problems?
Not never.
Ever.
Not
Okay.
ever.
Let me tell you something. I only got to have one situation with somebody that I love. I only need one situation. All I need is one. I am not a repeat offender. You don't have to keep telling me the same exact thing. I get it the first time. All right, got it. Won't take anything. Let me just ask. I mean,
I
I
was like,
thought
girl.
since you had gave it to me, I could just help myself. But no, that wasn't the way it worked.
Because I think I might have had like a little boyfriend or something. I was like, I'm gonna call you at this time. I didn't even call, so now he like, oh, you on that campus cheating? I tried to call. Something's wrong with my card. I don't know what
Something's
happened
wrong
to
with
it.
it. Darn, they used it all and they tell me.
I couldn't. I said, girl, why you ain't just asked
Mm.
me? I would have gave it to you. Like,
Horrible. 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 I owe you a phone
listen,
card.
yes. Oh, listen, you have beyond made up for the damn phone card, okay? We're not even going to stress about the phone card. Because I just remember that little tip. You was like, remember I took your phone card? I do remember you took my phone card. Yes. But the thing is, I didn't blow up. I didn't get mad. I didn't shame her. I was like,
Yeah.
girl, you my friend. If I got it, you got it. Just say something. That's all you gotta do. Say something. And after that, I ain't had no more episodes like that with the bold. Now, don't get it twisted. She was always arguing and carrying on in college because she was a young thing.
I was.
She was a young thing there, okay?
But
But, I wasn't going to let nobody bully her. I wasn't going to let nobody, fight her, jump her without me jumping in and shit.
Well, I
I'm
kept
like,
getting in
no.
trouble because I had to be dating that guy, and all the girls on campus was dating him too. So I kept getting in situations, not because of me, it was because of him. And I would have to, Felicia, so and
Listen,
so trying to meet me in the cab. She'd be like, "Come on, girl, come on." That was before I
listen.
had realized. That's before I realized who I was. It took me a longer period of time to realize who I was. But back then, yeah, I was up underneath the Felicia's little arm. I ain't even gonna lie. She's shorter than me. She like 5'2". I'm like five
And the
five
thing
and
is,
three quarters.
I was at a party and these girls tapped me on my shoulder like, "Hey, where your friend? Why are you looking for her? What's up?" Like I'm trying to dance over here and you interrupted me dancing with, cuteness over here. So
Right.
what's going on? What are we doing? It's always somebody want to have a conversation with me. Then it's like, okay, we don't have no problem. We good. I'm like, okay, well, why
Mm,
you ain't say that? Why are you trying to bully people? Like, I'm with the shits.
she was. I was a
I'm with the
biology
shits.
degree med major. I couldn't be out here fighting these Baltimore girls. I couldn't do it. I had to
Listen. I was a criminal
keep my
justice
brain
major, so
right.
criminal justice major. I was like, I know how to get rid of some shit now.
There you go.
I know how to cop
There
a
you
plea with
go.
the. I'm gonna put this degree in these classes to use because Donay is making me.
It wasn't me.
I was like, girl, I think I have more fights and argument on your behalf than on my own behalf.
It wasn't me. It was them other girls. And yo, all the time she was waiting at one end of the college. I'm waiting at the other end of the college because she had peeped some stuff. I mean, Felicia, you always kept your eyes open. I ain't even gonna lie. You kept them eyes open. You always knew what was going on. But yeah, and then even that time you
Always.
was like, y'all need to talk by yourself. You wasn't gonna let nobody get in the room in case they was trying to jump me. You was like,
Oh,
just
absolutely
them
not.
two. Just them two.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm like, oh, we not about to do this. Are y'all crazy? I know y'all heard the
Oh,
stories
I
about
ain't even
because
touch
remember because
her.
I think listen I think what got out was there was this group of girls that said they was gonna jump me. And they was like, yeah, we're gonna jump me. And I think they even said they was gonna cut me. So what I did is
Oh,
I taped either I had a box cutter taped to my wrist and I had an ice pick or something in
it was
my
the ice
pocket.
pick. The ice pick. You
Yeah, it
lived
was
by the ice
ridiculous.
pick.
Yeah, listen, thank God for small favors because I probably should have been in jail if people would have really let loose because I was like, there's no way you're gonna do this to me.
No, real
But
talk.
that
You,
comes,
yeah,
yeah, but that
yeah,
comes from again being um undisciplined emotionally and not having anything bigger to lose to kind of negate not reacting or
yes,
retaliating. But as an
right.
older person, I do now. But like I said, still don't play with me. That's all I can say. Don't
Don't,
play with me.
don't
And
play with them.
don't think we because we had history at one point that oh, you can do whatever. No, history changes. Stuff changes. You can't do that to me. You can't. You
Fair enough.
simply can't. So
Fair
I hope
enough.
this makes it I hope this makes it clear. I hope, people are a little bit more I don't want to say cautious, but they think twice before they can be like, okay, let's do this. All right. Let me go let me talk to her. Like I said, who the fuck is her? I got a name. Don't come off like that. But you know what? Our hour is almost up as usual, but I want to leave you with this final thought.
What's the final
Simply
thought,
be
ma'am?
you. It's simply be you. Because I'm always gonna simply be Fee, aka the bad guy. So Bo, thank you for chiming in. Everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you
Thank
next time.
you. All right.
Peace. Listen, hit me up in my DM if you want to ask any more questions or if you're just inquiring about, what you do now. Hey, I do bad guy shit.
Oh,
Anyway, love you. Bye. Enjoy Cancun. I'm low key jealous, but enjoy it anyway. Enjoy it anyway. Love you. Bye.
bye.